Okay, well, thought my truck was done, but just kidding. Back out here with the 22 RE and the pickup truck. So had to pull the radiator off because my clamps down there just didn't seem to be sealing, and up here there was a little bit of a question mark. You can see I run dual Micolor constant tension spring clamps here. And by and large, it's been pretty good. But if you look at the radiator here, which I've got off the truck, and I've removed my spall fan and everything, you can see what the reason I pull off is there's corrosion working its way down here, very suspicious. And then I had some over here as well. I thought perhaps it might be the stainless steel plug into the aluminum, just on the grounds that the coefficient of expansion of aluminum is like, I think it's 12 or something. And then the coefficient of expansion of stainless steel is more like 7 or 8. So you almost have almost 2 times more expansion from the aluminum. And I thought, maybe my stainless steel pipe plug, which you can kind of see over here, was not expanding enough and letting coolant leak out. Either that, or if you look kind of in the right light, you can see it appears that there's been kind of a cascade of coolant coming down from this upper connection. So I'm going to take my Champion radiator here, and you can see there's some corrosion here from just over the few years I've been working on the truck. But I suspect that I don't think it's a failure in the core or the seam of the radiator. At least I sure hope not. Although Champion has a real good warranty, so if it is, I'll just get another radiator from them. But I suspect what's going on is the rubber hose is not sealing against this surface, despite having the 2 constant tension clamps. I'll have to look and see what size Micolor clamps these are. I guess it's 44. So maybe I'll see if I can step it down to a 43 on the lower clamp. These Micolor clamps are very good, by the way. But I did a little research, and I think what I'm going to do is, in the light there, you can kind of see the. I think what I'm going to do is when I put the hoses back, and I'm using the factory rubber hoses. I'm not a big fan of the silicone stuff. Silicone hoses tend to leak in my experience, or I've had problems with them cracking, so I just don't use them. Rubber is fine for me. But anyways, what I was saying was, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal the hoses directly to the fitting here, and then maybe use a slightly smaller clamp if I can. So I was doing some research last night. It seems like there doesn't seem to be a general consensus of opinion, but the products that I found that people commented on for sealing hoses to your radiator are Permatex Aviation Cement, which is a non-hardening kind of gasket sealer, gasket maker, which I happen to have some. I used it for something on the truck somewhere along the line. I can't remember what it was. And then Gasket Cinch is another one, which is a kind of an old school. And I've used it to hold the gaskets in place when I work on putting like the timing cover and stuff. It's more or less like rubber cement, but a lot of people like to use it to kind of like a tack to hold their gaskets in place. I did a little research and I found another product by Permatex called, I believe it's Super 300, and it specifically states that it's a gasket sealer. And when I pulled up the technical data sheet for it, it mentioned that it was for high temperature radiator fluid, as well as hoses and things. So I have some on order. Should be here in the next couple of days. I might have mentioned I have an aluminum pipe plug coming, which has the same expansion characteristics as the fitting here. So I'm going to put an aluminum pipe plug in here for a McMaster. And then I'm going to reseal these hoses, maybe get a slightly tighter clamp there if I have one in stock. And I'm going to seal the hoses to the radiator using some of this Permatex Super 300 stuff. And then hopefully that will put an end once and for all to this kind of stuff. So I'm on my way upstairs to the bathtub, and I'm going to put this radiator in and soak it for a while, and then clean all this stuff up with a little wire brush, inspect the radiator. I got to double check a couple things on the fan. I noticed my little kind of DIY mounting housing has a crack in it, so I got to fix that. And then I'm going to put everything back on the truck. But I just wanted to share that for anyone who might be curious what's going on with the truck over here, and specific to how I'm approaching trying to get the radiator hoses to seal with the aluminum radiator. So I'm going to put a little, I'll probably do a test first, and then I'll probably put a little swab of the Super 300 stuff. I have some other hoses inside, so I may do a little test with those and see kind of what I think. I figure worst case, throw some gasket cinch on there, and or aviation cement, clamp everything down, and then see how it goes. So that's the latest out here. I'll follow up in the description section after I drive the truck, a while longer, once I do all the stuff there, and we'll see how it goes and if it has resulted in correcting the corrosion problem down there. So stay tuned. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to use the comment section below. Thanks for watching, as always.